So, it's no secret that Disventure Camp All-Stars got a, less than stellar reception from fans. Before premiering on January 18th of 2024, All-Stars led with great promise, featuring a star-studded cast of fan favorites from the first 2 seasons. Almost. Although the first half of All-Stars was well received, things took a nosedive after episode 13, which, well... Yeah, as the season progressed, many fans started to turn on All-Stars, expressing their distaste for the writing choices and the overall direction of the season. What was once considered to be the ultimate season of Disventure Camp turned out to be the ultimate disappointment. After the finale aired, Jared Madrigal released different versions of the elimination order on Twitter, and that got me thinking. What if I tried rewriting All-Stars with the first elimination order as my template? From what I can recall, the reason why Jared didn't go through with the first version is, and to quote him loosely here, "This isn't best friends camp!" Although I see where Jared is coming from, considering that the 2 finalists were delegated to support buddies, I think I can make a competent rewrite that'll give the early outs some more content to make their screen time feel justified. And so, after months of hard work and support from artists and writers, I'm finally ready to present my project in full. I'll be starting at episode 9 onwards since that's when the elimination order changes. Before I begin, I would like to mention that I have plenty of respect for the work Odd Nation Cartoons put into this season. Like I said, my goal with this project is to explore the first draft's elimination order and provide a new perspective on some of the overlooked contestants. With that said, I hope you're ready to tune in, because this is... Haha! You really thought I was gonna start with episode 9, huh? Oh, you're a little sucker, aren't ya? See, my plan was to initially start with Slip and Slide, but I was so dissatisfied with how the challenge played out that I knew I had to rewrite this episode. Seriously? How are you gonna post the spacesuit designs on Twitter and not have a good episode to follow after that? Anyways, on with the episode. Tess and Ellie's interaction stays the same, and so does the Magenta team's. However, the Cyan team interaction is cut in place of the Yellow team. The Yellow team is having a pizza party after winning the last challenge. Everyone is enjoying themselves, but they realize Gret is missing. Alec goes out to find Gret. He sees Gret on a tree stump, staring at a singular slice of pizza. She picks it apart slowly, nibbling the slice. He asks Gret why she's alone. Gret admits that she doesn't like to eat junk food around Yule because he'll make comments about her body and dieting choices. Alec tells Gret to consider breaking up with Yule, but she doesn't want to since she still believes there's some good in him. Gret considers it, for now. Alec and Gret sit together on the stump and eat their pizzas together until the challenge is called. As soon as the Yellow team finishes their pizza, Crystal rallies the campers together for their next challenge. Everyone starts in the spacecraft. Most are thrilled, while others are hesitant with the thought of being flung into space. However, the anticipation is cut short as the space cadets are met with flashing lights and turbulence. Suddenly, everything goes black. The space cadets wake up to flickering lights in a now defunct space shuttle. Their mission is to complete different trials to repair the shuttle and find a key to their space pod. The Cyan team stumbles upon the arcade, where they have to rewire the machines. Only one has the key, however. Gabby tries to have fun with Ellie during the space challenge, but Ellie is too focused on trying to win. Gabby understands why she's under a lot of stress and wants to make her feel more at ease, but Ellie keeps turning down Gabby's offers to do so. Meanwhile, the yellow team makes it to the air vent machine. It's broken and has to be solved with a passcode. The interactions with the yellow team are similar to the ones in the canon episode. Allie, Jake, and Ashley's interaction stays the same as they make it to the cargo room. In this task, they must press 5 buttons in a certain order to turn the lights on. The room is filled with boxes, which have to be moved around in order to find any hidden buttons. Cadets may also climb up boxes, in case any buttons are higher up. Cue a montage where the teams try to figure out the puzzles. We cut back to Gabby and Tess, who talk about Ellie's behavior in the game. This interaction stays the same. Tess grabs Mr. Whiskers and finds a key before giving it to Gabby. All 3 teams make it to their pods. Suddenly, different tiles on the floor light up sporadically as the lights go dark again. Tess, Allie, and Gret are standing on a glowing tile and fall through a trap door. The 3 girls wake up in a dark, flickering hallway in the basement. Crystal's voice can be heard over the loudspeaker as the girls get up from their fall. She explains that the keys were only 1/2 and that there's 2 more halves to be found. However, they must do this task while getting chased down by Derek in an alien costume. Allie makes it out alive first. Tess almost grabs the second key, but Gret sabotages her at the last second, leaving the Cyan team in dead last. Interactions between the Cyan team stays the same. Ellie's elimination stays the same. Her exit is similar, but she does apologize for her behavior towards her girlfriend mid-challenge before Gabby can give her Mr. Whiskers. A majority of the episode stays the same, but at the last leg of the challenge, Gabby elbow bumps Allie to the ground, securing a win for the Cyan team. The magenta and yellow team are up for elimination, but Crystal invites the Cyan team to the elimination ceremony so they can witness the chaos unfold. Gabby is still angry with Tess, but since her team won, she can't vote her out just yet. At the elimination ceremony, the Villains Alliance is planning to vote out Jake. However, Gabby steps in to convene with the villains for a better option. Why not take out a competitor who's closest to Tess? Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person with the most votes must leave the camp, and immediately. First vote, Rhea. Second vote, Rhea. Third vote, Allie. Allie. Rhea. Allie. The 8th person voted out of Disventure Camp is Allie. That's 4 votes. Time for you to go. Allie storms off, ashamed of herself. She waits for the bus stop. Tess reaches out to touch her shoulder and apologizes, but Allie pushes her away. Allie is picked up and leaves for the loser's motel. This sets something off in Tess. She feels lonely and unsure of herself, not knowing how to handle the elimination of her 2 closest pals. This sentiment is reflected in the last confessional of the episode. This is horrible. I came back to Disventure Camp so I could reunite with Hunter and Allie. Now that they're both gone, I'm not sure what my purpose is here anymore. Gabby still has a burning grudge for her teammates after Ellie's elimination. When Gabby explains to her teammates that she's trying to be evil, they're a bit befuddled, but Tess acknowledges that this is an effect of Gabby still hurting. The magenta team interaction is replaced with the Villains Alliance talking about their plans going forward. As the teams meet up, Tess is discouraged to see that Allie isn't there. The teams merge. Though some of the challenge rewards are taken, Crystal still lets the campers keep some rewards, specifically ones used for survival, but any semblance of shelter or luxury is gone. Interactions with the Villains Alliance, Aiden, and Tom stay the same. The Tom-Jake interaction also stays the same this episode. During the challenge, the Villains Alliance stick together, and so do Tom and Aiden. Ashley and Jake also stick together. Ashley sees that Tess is alone. She offers for Tess to come with her and Jake. Jake is hesitant about this idea. He fears that Ashley will grow closer to Tess, and doesn't want that happening. As the 3 travel together, Jake is gloating about how happy he is now that Allie is gone. This irks Tess. She claps back at Jake while trying to keep her composure. Ashley breaks up the fight. She tries convincing Jake and Tess to work together to stop the villains. Tess is the first one to get hit. Aside from that, the challenge mostly plays out the same, with Alec winning immunity. Jake is adamant on voting for Aiden, but Ashley tries to convince Jake not to. Tess promises that she'll vote with the heroes, or so we think. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. 3 votes for Rhea, 3 votes for Aiden, and 4 votes for Jake. Jake is pissed off at the supposed heroes and storms off. Tom and Ashley are sad to see him go. With the sudden shift in votes, the heroes begin to question who flipped. It isn't until we cut to Tess's confessional when we discover the truth. I voted for Jake. If you're going to talk trash about my friend, you've crossed the line. Alec, Rhea, Gret, and Yul talk about the rest of their game plan. Tom and Aiden's interaction stays the same, but instead of Allie, Ashley butts in. The final 9 meet Crystal at the bus stop, where the eliminated campers arrive. Crystal tells the campers that if they win, only their eliminated partner will get immunity. The comeback challenge pairings are the same, but with a few differences. Jake and Ashley, Aiden and Lake, Ellie and Gabby, Fiore and Alec, Connor and Rhea, Yul and James, Miriam and Tom, Tess and Hunter, and Allie and Gret. Interactions mostly stay the same. Tess and Hunter have a talk about Allie and how their relationship is going. Things have gotten better before the game, but Allie is still upset about losing. She does appreciate Hunter being there for her, though. Allie and Gret have an honest conversation about what it's like to deal with online haters. Gret encourages Allie, telling her that the haters are worthless and that she shouldn't have to conform to their standards. Of course, this advice is easier to give to people rather than listening to yourself, as Gret still struggles with her self-worth. Alec and Fiore make it to the motorbikes first and start slashing tires, but before they finish the job, Connor catches them red-handed, leaving 3 working ones left. While Fiore, Alec, and Connor are bickering, Yul, James, Lake, Aiden, Tess, and Hunter make it to the motorbikes. Fiore and Alec leave with the first working one, while James and Yul grab the second. As the others talk about which motorbikes to grab, Tess offers the last working one to Lake and Aiden. While Tess, Hunter, Allie, and Gret are rolling their bikes up the hill, Tess reminisces on her time with Hunter and Allie before their elimination and wishes they were still in the game with her, but Hunter encourages her to keep going. Tess asks what Hunter and Allie would do with the $3 million. They dream of buying their own place and offer Tess to live with them. Tess loves the idea and promises to keep fighting for that dream. She also thinks about Ellie and her struggles with poverty, especially now that she's paying for college. The rest of the motorbike stuff plays out the same like in the show. While the villains are sabotaging the final part of the challenge, Lake and Aiden see this as a perfect opportunity to get ahead. They try to do the final part of the challenge as fast as possible before Rhea can snap Lake's lever. But with the assistance of Ashley, she fights Rhea off. And so, Aiden and Lake win the challenge and Lake returns. After the losers return to the motel, Tess starts to rethink her purpose. Maybe, instead of winning the money for herself, she could split the $3 million and give it to her friends instead. That way, they can all be satisfied. As for the host stuff, Derek and Trevor's interaction stays the same. Interactions with Gret, Gabby, and Yul stay the same. Tom and Ashley reminisce on how bad they feel now that Jake is out of the game. Tom is more outwardly upset, while Ashley pretends to be unbothered, trying to keep her composure. As Tom continues to sulk, Ashley slowly begins to crack. It isn't until Tom asks Ashley about Jake's elimination that she fully snaps at him. In that moment, he realizes he must put his feelings aside to tend to Ashley's needs. In a confessional, Ashley expresses her anger because she felt like all the work she did to help Jake went nowhere. Gabby's fake conversation with her evil self stays the same. Rhea expresses her worries of being outnumbered. Alec proposes that he and Rhea instigate who voted for Jake and try to get them on their side. Aiden catches Lake up to speed about what's been happening since her elimination. The campers participate in a game of keep away. The scuffle with Tom, Rhea, and Alex stays the same. When the night falls, Aiden and Ashley run into each other and discuss the vote from 2 nights ago. Aiden is happy now that Jake is gone, but a grief-stricken Ashley snaps at Aiden. However, this in turn alerts a wolf, growling behind Aiden. The two make a run for it. Rhea finds Tess in the woods and asks about last night's vote. Tess admits to voting for Jake, but only because if she told the Heroes Alliance, she'd be in trouble. Rhea offers Tess to join the Villains Alliance, but Tess firmly stands her ground. Rhea then offers her flag to bribe Tess. Tess lies and accepts her truce, but only to get more insight from the villains. Tom runs into Lake. He's still mad about the Girls Alliance betrayal, but Lake reassures him that it wasn't her fault. Lake and Tom stick together for the rest of the night while they look for Aiden and Ashley. Speaking of, Ashley and Aiden are stuck in a tree to avoid the wolf. With both their lives on the line, Ashley starts to question if she deserves to be here or not. She vents to Aiden, expressing how small she feels amongst such big personalities, especially since she didn't make it far in her original season. Aiden sympathizes with Ashley, relating to her insecurities, but he assures Ashley it's never too late to prove them wrong. Montage mostly stays the same, but it's cut down for time. The montage ends with Gabby and Tess bumping into each other. Gabby initially meets Tess with anger, but Tess tries to make peace with her. They soon share a heartfelt moment, talking more about their mental health struggles and how they've learned to accept them and cope with their diagnosis. They also discuss Yule's shitty behavior towards Gret and consider targeting him soon. Alec manages to win the challenge and a gourmet dinner. Crystal gives him permission to invite someone, but Alec thinks about it. Tom rallies Aiden, Tess, Lake, and Ashley together. He insists they all need to work together and vote one target out. A few names get tossed around, but they eventually settle on Rhea. With the votes being 5-5, Aiden and Rhea compete in the same tiebreaker challenge from the original episode. Rhea wins the tiebreaker, sending Aiden home. Tom and Lake say their goodbyes. Ashley apologizes for snapping at Aiden. It's then that Alec invites Rhea to dinner with him. Meanwhile, Trevor goes out to see where Derek is, only to catch him kissing Crystal. Trevor goes out to the woods and cries on a tree stump. After some time, he pulls out his phone and calls Emily, ending the episode. The episode begins with Trevor calling Emily about the kiss. Emily is quick to comfort Trevor, but takes advantage of his vulnerability by offering to overthrow Crystal. The dialogue exchange is similar to the one in episode 15. Lake is upset now that Aiden is gone, but she confides in her new group of friends. The drunk Alec and Rhea scene stays the same, but Lake is the one to catch them kissing. Gret, Yule, and Gabby's interaction stays the same. The next morning, Emily arrives at the campsite to greet Trevor. She tells Trevor to keep her hidden so that nobody on the staff sees her. Meanwhile, Crystal is talking with Marcus and Nina outside the tent. While Crystal vents to them about her affair with Derek, Emily sneaks into the tent and hijacks the computer system. After Emily makes a run, the campers start the superhero VR challenge. Alex still has no powers, Ashley has superhuman accuracy with her trusty lasso, Tom can cling onto walls, Tess has sorcery powers, Lake has heat vision, and everyone else's powers is pretty much the same like in the canon episode. Rhea and Gabby's interaction stays the same. Rhea and Alex's interaction also stays the same. Ashley, Tom, Lake, and Tess agree to scout the area. Tess and Tom talk as they camp out in a cave to practice their powers. Tom asks Tess if she has any involvement with Jake's elimination. Tess brushes it off, causing him to be suspicious of her. However, their exchange is cut when they start to see signs of the simulation going awry. Lake tells Ashley about the kiss while they harvest bananas. They're suddenly confronted by Rhea and Alec. Although Rhea and Alec fight hard, Ashley tricks Rhea into killing Alec with a well-timed dodge. Unfortunately, since Aiden is gone, Alec doesn't get A-trained, but at least Lake pulls a Homelander on Rhea. In the battle between heroes and villains, Tom and Tess get killed off. As Gabby, Gret, and Yul make it to the volcano, that's when things in the simulation start going awry. While Crystal is talking, the speaker starts glitching, and a pre-recorded message from Emily plays.
Hello, Disvengers. I know you may have heard some unfortunate news of my so-called departure, but I still have a few tricks up my sleeve. So stay tuned, because I'm not going home anytime soon. Oh, Ned! Oh, and to add insult to injury, this simulation is about to collapse in 5 minutes, so you better make it quick, unless you become Ned's dinner. Ta-ta!
The simulation begins to slowly collapse around them. While the heroes fight Ned, they're desperately trying not to be consumed by the corrupted simulation. Crystal tries to fix the VR world while the heroes fight for their lives. The scene where Yul gets eaten by Ned stays the same. The simulation is fixed, and since Gret deals the final blow to the monster, she wins immunity. Gret breaks things off with Yul for good, and ultimately sends him packing. However, Yul doesn't leave without taking one final jab at his competitors. Alec, you're a deadbeat dad. Rhea, I've seen adult videos with better acting. Tom, you're a himbo. Tess, you're a discount therapist. Ashley, you wouldn't be shit without Jake. Gabby, fuck you, bitch. And finally, Gret. I am going to personally make sure that you do not win those $3 million. You'll be hearing from my lawyers! Yul storms off, flipping off Gret. She flips him off in return. Oliver talks about how Trevor hasn't been editing episodes, while Crystal mentions the dilemma with Emily corrupting Last Challenge. The last part of the conversation stays the same. Villains Alliance interaction stays the same as well. Emily steps back into the tent and sees 8 phones plugged into the chargers. They seem to be at around 20%. She unplugs the chargers before Derek arrives. Ashley and Lake tell everyone about the Ala-Rhea kiss, but Rhea and Alec gaslight everyone into thinking it didn't happen. Reactions are mixed. Tess checks in on Gabby to see if she's doing okay. She reassures Tess she's feeling slightly better now that she's on good terms with Gret. The challenge is slightly different. While it still revolves around TikTok, instead of doing iconic dances, they have to do other trends and get creative. The TikTok challenge pairings are Lake and Ashley, Alec and Rhea, Gret and Gabby, Tom and Tess. Alec tries to hash things out with Rhea about the kiss, but Rhea is too focused on winning. Tom and Tess make it to the stage for their first TikTok.
You've arrived at the stage. You must do a quick costume transition. Your outfits can be found backstage.
Tom and Tess are trying to outdo each other, mainly out of petty spite from Tom, which urges Tess to get on his level. Rhea is very stingy about her videos, so they have to film over and over again, to Alec's annoyance. Gabby and Gret interactions stay the same for a majority of the episode. After the campers complete their first TikTok, Lake and Ashley make it to the cliff. You've reached the top of the cliff. Use the slow motion setting and take a dive. While there, they notice that their phones are at 10%. The other campers do the second challenge. Alec and Rhea make it to the bear cave.
You've arrived at the bear cave. You must choreograph your own TikTok dance, but don't wake the bear.
However, by the time they arrive, their phones are at 5%. After filming their choreography, their phones die. This causes Rhea to rage, waking up the bear. While hiding from the bear, Alec and Rhea are the first to find the golden watch, so they make it to the end. Ashley and Lake make it to the final challenge. You've reached your final destination. You must dance and lip sync to a song while the other person drives the boat. Look for a tripod in your boat to get started. And, if you don't know what I mean, I put together a neat little visual of how that would work.
Let's take it, let's take it, let's take it, let's take it. Oh, in slow motion. Make it, make it, make it, make it. Then make it rock like the ocean. Take it for a ride. Night heat in the backseat. We don't have to say goodnight.
The phone lands in Tom and Tess's boat while they're filming. Tess spies on Gabby as she confronts her demons. She uses the advantage to toss Gabby's phone in the water while Tom is refilming his TikTok. Alec and Rhea are in first, Ashley and Lake are in second, Tom and Tess in third, and Gabby and Gret get last place, with Gabby going home. Everyone says their goodbyes as Gabby leaves. However, Tess walks up to Gabby.
Gabby, can I talk to you for a second?
Sure.
Listen, I know you've been suffering these past few days, and I didn't want to see you still hurting.
It's been difficult, yes. I just don't know how I lost my phone in the challenge.
About that, I think there's something you should know, Gabby.
What is it?
Your phone didn't disappear out of nowhere. In fact, I'm the one who threw it in the water.
You what? Why would you do that?
Gabby, I've spent a lot of time with you. I know how much it hurts to lose a loved one in this game. Some of us get used to it over time, but you...
Tess smiles, putting a hand on Gabby's shoulder.
You're clearly not well enough to be here. I've been there. I can tell. You understand where I'm coming from, right?
No!
Gabby slaps Tess's hand away.
You don't get to decide if I'm well enough to be here!
See? You're always so angry and moody. And I can't do anything to help you. But Ellie can. I think some time away from Tipiska spent with her would do you a lot of good. Don't you think so?
I think you are a traitor! How could you do this to me? I thought you were nice, and I thought you would look out for me. But it turns out you're looking out for yourself. You are selfish, arrogant, and you think you know better, but hey, let go of me!
And so, Gabby is the next victim to leave by Tess's hand. The episode starts with Tom, Lake, and Ashley discussing rumors of what happened during the last challenge. Rhea and Alec's interaction stays the same up until Alec's confessional. Gret confronts Tess about the incident, but her lips are sealed. Gret vows to get the truth out of Tess, openly admitting she's her next target. Crystal announces that there's an immunity totem at stake. Gret and Alec's interaction stays the same. Rhea commends Tess on her betrayal of Gabby, but Tess doesn't want anything to do with Rhea. Lake and Ashley team up to look for the idol. Gret finds the idol, but she's afraid of heights and asks Alec to go get it for her. He promises to give it back. However, Rhea seduces Alec into giving her the immunity totem. Trevor calls Emily and asks how she's been. He brings up the incidents that happened in episodes 13 and 14 and how concerned he is, but Emily doesn't care. She talks about her future plans for the finale. Derek catches him and Trevor immediately hangs up. He asks if things are okay, but Trevor shuts him down. This makes Derek even more suspicious of Trevor. The campers get ready for their next challenge, aka the lie detector. Derek and Trevor's interaction stays the same.
Gret, what's your favorite food?
Tomato quinoa salad with low-fat dressing.
Tess, do you think Ellie would be proud of the way you play this game? Great minds think alike.
Lake, do you really think you deserve to return to the game? Yes, with every ounce of my heart. Alec, do you consider your son a burden?
What? Of course not!
As Trevor and Derek carry the weights to put on Alec's pole, Derek struggles to put the weights on. Alec immediately collapses. Derek remarks at how unusually heavy some of the weights are. He assumes it's Crystal's doing and compliments her for the twist, but Crystal has no clue what Derek is talking about. This causes Trevor to worry. He assumes that Emily is sabotaging this challenge.
Tom, do you see yourself as good cop or bad cop for voting out Jake?
I guess I consider myself a good cop. He wasn't doing well, so I let him go.
Rhea, do you care about me,
Or are you using my vote to get further in the game?
Oh, me? I would never use your vote! Tom, do you ever regret your spy days after everything you've been through?
Not one bit.
Crystal remarks at how strong Gret is, considering that she's holding 120 pounds on her back. Gret is quite proud of her strength.
Ashley, are you sure Rhea and Alec have feelings for each other?
I believe so.
Lake, do you still think you'd be an award-winning author without your controlling parents?
Yes. Rhea, do you see yourself as a good example for Hollywood? Ha! I set the bar! Gret, did you lose the weight for you, or did you do it for yourself? I did it for myself, darling. Like you care. Lake is hit with another extremely heavy weight. Ashley, are you really worthy of being an all-star? You're damn right I am! Rhea is the last victim with a heavy weight.
Ashley, do you consider yourself a failure for letting your farm burn?
What? How dare you!
Clock is ticking, Ashley. Better answer that question sooner than later.
Ashley pops off at Tess, but the lie detector goes red, indicating that her time is out.
2 more contestants remaining. It's up to Gret and Tess. Who will be the last camper standing?
Tess, did you or did you not throw Gabby's phone in the water? Tess starts to contemplate. Cut to a confessional where Tess feels unsure if she should come clean. But even if she did lie, Tess knew she'd be on the chopping block. After the confessional, Tess exhales and begins to smirk.
Of course, I did.
Trevor and Derek come over to place the bags on Gret's pole.
I knew Gabby was suffering deep down inside. The voices in her head couldn't go away. So, I helped Gabby by reuniting her with the only one who could.
The campers look at Tess with anger as she continues to monologue.
That's my goal, Gret. It's what I did to Jake. Only fair that I put him in timeout since he was always picking fights. Besides, who would I be as a person if I let anyone suffer in this game? I'll make sure I end everyone's suffering. And once I win that 3 million, they'll thank me when this is all over.
Gret is the last to fall, and Tess is declared the winner of the challenge. Before the elimination ceremony, Alec, Rhea, and Gret debate who to take out next. They settle on Lake because she's a huge target towards the Villains Alliance. Meanwhile, Ashley, Lake, and Tom are struggling on who to vote for. They eventually settle on Rhea since she has the most power. At the elimination ceremony, Rhea uses her idol to nullify the votes against herself. Alec looks discouraged, ashamed that he let Rhea get away with seducing him. Gret is shocked that Rhea was able to steal her idol, despite trusting Alec to keep it to himself. She starts to get suspicious of the Villains Alliance. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. 4 votes for Rhea, invalid, and 3 votes for Lake. Although disparaged, Lake is glad she was able to make new connections. She wishes Tom and Ashley luck before leaving to get picked up. Trevor and Emily's interaction stays the same, but it's done over a phone call. Derek catches Trevor talking to Emily on the phone and runs to Crystal. Rhea walks up to Tess, proposing one more time that she join the Villains Alliance for good. Tess can see through Rhea's bullshit and tells her to back off. After the exchange, Alec pulls Tess aside for a conversation about Rhea's suspicious behavior. They create a secret duo alliance and try to take down Rhea. Ashley is still feeling triggered by Tess's comment about the farm. Tom is equally mad at Tess, mainly because she reminds him of the ugly side of Ellie. Amidst the boiling drama, Gret notices the tension happening between the heroes and villains and plans to take advantage of it come next challenge. Meanwhile, Derek tells Crystal the news and she orders Derek to fire him. but he's left conflicted. It's challenge time! The obstacle course remains the same, but the puzzle works differently. The puzzle bags are the same color, containing part of the puzzle pieces that show a picture of a contestant's face. Contestants must make a puzzle with their face specifically in order to win immunity. Rhea climbs up first and kicks some rocks down to sabotage the other players. Ashley pulls through and dodges Rhea's attempts at sabotage. Tom runs into Ashley and gives her a speed boost, but is surpassed by Gret. Gret tells Tom that Tess plans on stealing his puzzle pieces. Once Tess is near Tom, he tries to grab Tess's leg, but she shakes it off. Gret tries to find her puzzle pieces so she can get a head start. She sees Ashley about to set up her station, and tells her that Rhea is planning on swapping the other players' puzzles behind their backs. This causes Ashley to kick into overdrive. Rhea is trying to help Alec as a means to seduce him even further, but he ends up sabotaging Rhea by kicking her puzzle pieces off a cliff. Tess tries to help sabotage, but she's constantly sidetracked by Tom, who's trying to one-up her. The remaining campers make it to the puzzle tables and start assembling whatever pieces they have. Alec and Tess help each other by trading pieces, while Ashley and Tom do the same. Ashley alerts Tom that Rhea is trying to sabotage them all, which causes Tom to get worried. Once Gret is ahead of the game, she tosses puzzle pieces in the air like a bouquet of flowers, but Ashley is quick to find hers and pick up momentum. Rhea tries to steal puzzle pieces from Alec, but he kicks Rhea's puzzle table, causing him to get a penalty. Alec, Tess, and Ashley are close to finishing their puzzles, but Tom gets a hold of Tess's bag and taunts her. She runs after Tom, trying to grab her bag, but he keeps pulling away, almost like a bullfight. However, because of how strong Tom is, it's difficult for her to grab the puzzle pieces. Gret remarks at how impressed she is by Tom and Tess that they can't stop being at each other's necks. Tess kicks Tom's puzzle off a cliff, nearly harming Rhea, who was picking up the pieces that Gret threw. Alec gives Tess a thumbs up, but this moment of distraction leads to disaster, as Tom rips Tess's puzzle pieces in half. In retaliation, Tess grabs whatever puzzle pieces Tom has and bends them in half, since she isn't as strong as Tom. This causes them both to get disqualified from the challenge. Amidst all the chaos and infighting between the villains, Ashley pulls through and wins immunity, and a six-pack of beer. While Ashley and Tom crack open a cold one, Tom vents about Tess and urges Ashley to vote her off. Tess, who is equally upset, urges Alec to vote off Tom. However, Alec and Ashley calm their allies down and remind them to think rationally. Alec tells Tess to remember the pact they made against Rhea. Besides, they can always vote out Tom next. Ashley eventually comes to the conclusion that she and Tom have to vote off Gret, since she was trying to get into people's heads and cause as much chaos as possible. Gret and Rhea try coming to a consensus on who to vote for. Gret wants Tess gone to avenge Gabby, but Rhea has her reservations as she wants to keep Tess by her side. Gret calls Rhea out for having a people-pleaser complex because all her life she struggled to have a thriving film career. Rhea snaps back, telling Gret she's trying to keep the villains intact. Gret tells Rhea that there's no point in the villains sticking together now that they're down to the wire. Rhea storms off, refusing to continue the conversation. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. 1 vote for Tess, 2 votes for Rhea, and 3 votes for Gret. Before leaving, Gret makes the same speech she did in episode 17 of Canon All-Stars before making one last remark towards Tess.
You know, I must thank you, Tess. Now I suppose all my problems are going to be solved once I'm reunited with my scumbag ex-boyfriend.
Tess gives Gret a talk to the hand motion as she leaves for the losers' motel. Alec is quick to remind Tess that they can always sway the votes next time. Derek can't sleep at night because he's left with a tough decision. Marcus and Nina catch him pacing around the tent. He tells Marcus and Nina about the situation, and they try to give him the best advice they can. Or at least Marcus is. Next morning, Trevor is arguing with Emily about the incident in episode 15, and tells her he can't keep doing this. Emily tells Trevor that she'll lay off the next couple of episodes since she has big plans for the finale. But before Trevor could retaliate, she hangs up on him. He shouts to the sky, "Curse you, Emily!" Derek overhears Trevor cry in agony, worrying for his best friend. The campers all get letters from their loved ones. Ashley gets a message from Will, giving her the proper encouragement she needs to win the game. Tom gets a letter from his mom, expressing how proud she is of Tom and can't wait for him to come home. Rhea gets the same letter from Aisha. Tess gets a letter from her psychiatrist, who's proud of her growth since they first worked together. She feels proud of herself, almost as if her psychiatrist's influence had a positive impact on her. Alec doesn't get a letter, but a drawing from his son Daniel. It's a poorly drawn doodle of him and Alec with the caption, "I miss my dad." For one shining moment, Tess plays the therapist role one last time and tells Alec to look on the bright side. He confesses to Tess that he's been a horrible parent and wishes he could be better for his son, but he doesn't know how. Although Tess doesn't have parenting experience, she urges Alec to try and make efforts to reconnect with his son after the game. After everyone reads their letters, it's challenge time! Ashley is ecstatic about the challenge, while the others have mixed reactions. Crystal introduces the campers to the horses. Autumn gravitates towards Tess. Tom has some difficulties with Spirit, but they eventually get along. Ashley is struggling hard with Bojack, but she manages to keep him under control for now. Alec and Domino go hand in hand, and Rhea and Pepper stick together because of how similar their energy is. The race begins! Alec and Tess start scheming to beat Tom in the race. Tom surpasses them both, but Tess tries to catch up. Meanwhile, Rhea tries to get Alec's attention. All four of them make it past the hurdles, except for Ashley. Although Bojack is stubborn, Ashley remains patient with him, urging Bojack to calm down and using tactics to make him listen before they overcome the hurdles together. She was used to training difficult horses back at her farm, so this was a walk in the park for her. Every time Bojack and Ashley make it across obstacles, Ashley rewards Bojack with praise and kindness. As they conquer each obstacle, Bojack picks up speed. Rhea, Tess, and Alec take note of this as they race through the obstacle course. Tess makes it to the platforms first, but Autumn is hesitant. Tom surpasses Tess in the platforms and clears them first. This pisses Tess off, but she remembers to think clearly and encourages Autumn to pass the next obstacle. When it seems the other campers are doing well, Ashley bolts ahead with Bojack. Tom and Ashley are in the lead, but Rhea catches up to Ashley and bumps Bojack with her horse, causing Ashley to fall off. Tom stops to make sure Ashley is okay. Luckily, nothing is broken, but Ashley has to calm down Bojack again before she can continue the race. Tom stays by Ashley's side until she's ready to continue. However, Tess is announced the winner of the challenge soon after. Ashley is upset by this loss. This was supposed to be her challenge, and she failed, but Tom encourages her to keep her head up. Alec and Tess meet up to execute their plan on voting for Tom. Rhea intervenes and says she wants to vote for Ashley, which annoys Tess. To further assert her plan, Rhea uses her appeal to urge Alec to vote her way, but Tess fully snaps at Rhea, telling her that if they don't vote for the strongest physical threat, then she'll be the next target. Rhea walks off angrily. Alec thanks Tess for sticking up for him. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. 1 vote for Rhea, 1 vote for Alec, and 3 votes for Tom. Alec and Tess fist bump. Ashley takes note of this and gets pissed off at them both. He admits that his head hasn't been in the right place with Jake gone, and hopes he can make things right with him once he reaches the motel. He also encourages Ashley one last time to keep her head up before he leaves for the bus. However, this agreement fuels Tess's ego, further insinuating that her methods are working just the way she wants them to. Trevor and Emily's interaction stays the same, except Emily catches Trevor in the woods instead of them being in a car together. With Tom gone, Ashley feels completely alone now. She feels the weight of the world on her shoulders since she's the last hero standing. Meanwhile, Tess and Alec are plotting to get rid of Rhea. However, they need to convince Ashley to get on their side, which will be difficult since she's angry at them both. Ashley is still bummed about losing the horse race, so they try to bribe her by helping her win immunity. Ashley isn't buying it. considering that Tess and Alec plotted to take out Tom, but they try convincing her that Rhea is a much bigger problem. Meanwhile, Rhea approaches Alec. She gives him an ultimatum: either vote her way and make it to the finale together, or suffer the consequences.
Besides, if I can knock Ashley out, I can do so much worse to you.
Alec firmly stands his ground. He tells Rhea to fuck off and that the villains' alliance is over. Rhea tries to counter his arguments, but Alec is beyond convincing. As Alec storms off, storm clouds start rolling in, and it begins to rain. Crystal and Derek's interaction stays the same. His mind is gravitated towards the worry of losing his best friend. But it isn't until Crystal calls the Final Four over that Derek snaps back to reality. Crystal explains the challenge and tells the campers they're assigned All-Stars, which are Rhea and Connor, Alec and Fiore, Ashley and Jake, and Tess and Allie. Since Tess won the last challenge, she gets a maximum of 5 shocks, whereas everyone else gets 3. Before the challenge starts, Alec and Tess agree to spare their amount of shocks so they can reserve them for Rhea. Alec rushes to find items for his Fiore mannequin, but Rhea tries to trip him. Alec shocks Rhea in return, but is swiftly reminded to conserve his energy near the home stretch. Alec nods his head. Tess stumbles upon Jake's coat, but is shocked by Ashley before she can do anything. Tess pleads with Ashley to work with her and Alec just this once, but a lonely, bitter Ashley sees no reason to. Tess offers Ashley Jake's coat to help her secure a spot in the finale. Ashley is befuddled by this sudden turnaround, but she accepts the coat and moves on. Alec alerts Tess, telling her that Allie's items are nearby. She rushes to find them. Rhea tries to be stealthy while grabbing items for Connor's mannequin. She stumbles upon Fiore's shoes and flings them over her head. The shoes land directly in front of Alec. Alec finds Connor's shirt. Just as he's about to steal it, Rhea shocks Alec. She corners him, but not without getting shocked by Tess.
Feels good to have immunity, doesn't it, Rhea?
Rhea gets angry and tries to pull Allie's coat away, but Tess yanks it out of her hands and runs off. Ashley stumbles upon Connor's shades. Alec urges Ashley to break them to disqualify Rhea, but she refuses to play dirty. Ashley gets shocked by Rhea as she and Alec argue. Rhea is about to pick up the shades, but gets tripped by Alec. Ashley and Alec make a run for it, planning to hide behind a wall so nobody gets shocked. Cue montage! Alec, Tess, Rhea, and Ashley find more items for their mannequins. They seem to be neck and neck, with each camper missing at least 2 items left. Alec and Tess focus their efforts on sabotaging Rhea by kicking around Connor's items, but not without getting shocked by Rhea. Rhea does the same with everyone else's supplies. Ashley just catches whatever items are beneficial to hers as she frantically searches for her items. Despite the chaos, the campers aren't shocking each other as much. This bores Derek and Crystal, so at the home stretch, they program the remotes with 3 extra shocks. From then on, the campers keep shocking each other in order to win, mostly Ashley zapping Alec and Tess by accident, and Rhea trying to zap everyone she sees. Ashley is struggling hard, but she remembers that her belt is immune to shocks, so she holds it up to her neck. At this point, Ashley and Rhea are neck and neck. Rhea is about to place the final item on her Connor mannequin, but she soon finds herself cornered by Tess and Alec. They spam their remotes, continuously shocking Rhea. Alec urges Ashley to finish off her mannequin. Tess, Alec, and Ashley are out of shocks, but Rhea still has one left. She points her remote to Ashley, hoping to get her one last time, but it's too late. Ashley wins immunity. After the challenge, Ashley, Tess, and Alec reconvene. Ashley agrees to vote Rhea off, much to Alec and Tess's chagrin. As a last-ditch effort, Rhea tries to gaslight Ashley into thinking that Tess and Alec are lying to her about the votes, but Ashley snaps at everyone, stating that she'll be voting her way tonight and refuses to advance other people's game. After cooling down, Ashley starts to contemplate her choices of who she wants to bring in the finale, seeing as Tess, Alec, and Rhea are all threats at this point. Ashley eventually settles for who she thinks will be the biggest threat of all. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. 1 vote for Alec, 1 vote for Tess, and 2 votes for Rhea. And so, Rhea is sent packing. ending her reign of tyranny for good. Not without having a meltdown, of course. Meanwhile, Derek is about to break the news to Trevor. Trevor tells Derek that he's being manipulated by Emily and wishes he didn't take up her offer. He confesses that he worked with Emily because he was jealous of Derek and Crystal, but didn't think that things would spiral out of control. Derek asks Trevor if he likes him. Once Trevor confesses his feelings for Derek, he tells Trevor that he loves him too, but not romantically. Derek apologizes, but he does his best to comfort Trevor. The episode ends with Derek and Trevor secretly plotting against Emily's scheme. The episode starts with Crystal's intro. Trevor and Emily's interaction stays the same. Crystal drives to the Losers Motel to record interviews of the eliminated contestants. The Gab-Ellie interaction stays the same. When Crystal goes in to interview Hunter and Allie, they tell Crystal that their relationship has flourished since leaving the game. Allie has been feeling a lot better since she's had time away from the internet and is spending time with someone who loves her. They kiss shortly after. Aiden offers Tom to play charades with the gang, but Crystal comes in to interview them both. Tom confesses that ever since his departure, he's been hiding from Jake. The dinner table interactions stay the same, but Miriam and Connor's scene is scrapped. Instead, Rhea reflects on her time on the show and realizes how she's become a bad example for her sister Aisha. Connor gives Rhea a hard talk about how her behavior isn't going to work in her favor, telling her that all attention doesn't equal good attention. Gret, Gabby, and Ellie's interaction stays the same until Crystal introduces the Immunity Idol challenge. Most interactions stay the same. Rhea hunts for the first idol, not to win, but to give herself a chance to make things right with Alec. She plays fair and square, grabbing her first idol without sabotaging anyone. As Tom searches for an idol, he runs into Jake, leaving them in an awkward situation. We cut back to a montage of the other campers trying to find the idol. Tom and Jake sit on the steps, confronting their feelings as they talk about the past 2 years. They eventually clear the air, but just as they're about to kiss, the idol on the motel sign drops on Tom's head after Aiden's encounter with Nina. When Yule goes to apologize to Gret, he trips on the last idol. However, before he can grab it, Gabby attacks Yule and urges Gret to grab the last idol. As the 3 winners present their totems to Crystal, Gret ends up giving her totem to Ellie at the last minute since she's more in need of the money. Ellie thanks Gret, accepting her offer. When Crystal asks who the winners want to work with, Tom says he'll help Ashley, Ellie will work with Tess, and Rhea will work with Alec. Since Rhea was the first to find an idol, she gives her disadvantage to Tess, which annoys Ellie. The interactions after the challenge stay the same. Crystal and Derek's interaction also stays the same. The episode ends with the finalists' reactions. While Ashley and Tess are ecstatic to be working with their friends, Alec is absolutely dreading the thought of working with Rhea again. Trevor and Emily's interaction is almost the same. When Emily asks about the box, Trevor refuses to tell her. She pushes Trevor down the cliff, but he gets stuck on a twig. Derek catches up to Trevor and asks if he spilled the beans. Trevor says no, and they go over the plan one last time before the challenge begins. Marcus and Nina serve the finalists a nice gourmet breakfast, starting with Ashley. Though Ashley eats alone, she enjoys the peace and quiet after whatever ruckus happened last challenge. It gives her enough time to relax so she can tackle the final challenge with a clear head. Alec and Tess eat breakfast together, feeling on top of the world. Tess asks Alec what he'll do with the $3 million. He says he wants to give $1 million to his ex-wife and son, but use the rest to rekindle the bits of his life that makes him happy again. Tess tells Alec she wants to give the money to her friends in need, but she'd use the rest to try opening an art park. They talk about their plan going forward since both of their targets have been eliminated. Alec plans on taking out Ashley. Tess taunts Alec, but he playfully scoffs. They agree to win on their own terms. After the finalists eat breakfast, it's time for the challenge to begin. Every camper is invited to sit and root for their favorite contestant. But before we get to who's sitting where, I'd like to give a warm welcome to the people who helped me on this project. Crystal announces that she brought back some non-All-Stars to watch the finale. A few non-stars give their thoughts on who they're rooting for. Will is rooting for Ashley because she helped him succeed and overcome his fears. Carol respects Tess's work ethic, and she thinks she has the strategy to go all the way.
Pretend her VA got replaced in this universe.
Fiore is just here to watch Alec crush these assholes, but nobody deserves the prize money except for her. Lil and Will are perplexed to see Nick on Team Tess. He simply explains that he finds her attractive.
Come on, everybody, let's do that cheer we've been practicing.
A-S-H-L-E-Y, Ashley is our battle cry. A-S-H-L-E-Y, Ashley's gonna take the...
And that's enough of that. Here comes our finalists.
Ashley, Tess, and Alec make their grand entrances, striking a pose for the camera. Before Crystal explains the challenge, she gathers the helpers. Ashley and Tess are excited to see theirs, but the same can't be said for Alec, despite Rhea looking genuinely remorseful. All finalists and their helpers wake up in the mines after being bagged by Oliver and co. A monitor lowers, and Crystal explains the first part of the final challenge. While Ashley, Tom, Alec, and Rhea get proper gear to complete the challenge, Tess and Ellie get squeaky mining toys.
Very funny, Crystal.
You can send your complaints to Oliver. He's the real comedian.
While Ashley and Tom mine for diamonds, she catches Tom up on what's been happening at camp. Tom uses his pickaxe to break open the rocks. They find a couple of diamonds, but they were shattered due to Tom's excessive strength. Ashley does manage to find a whole diamond, and they move on to the next area. Tess and Ellie wonder how they're going to compete with Tom's insane strength. Ellie starts lifting up a somewhat heavy rock and smashes it to the ground, breaking it open. They secure a diamond, but nothing else. Tess is gobsmacked at how strong Ellie is. She explains she's been spending some time with Gabby at the gym. Alec and Rhea continue to mine for diamonds. Rhea tries to apologize to Alec, and she swears that she'll win fair and square. Alec isn't sold, however. He tells Rhea that he'll believe it when he sees it. Alec and Rhea find 3 glowing diamonds, but there's no bridge to cross the other side. They put their backpacks down and try to look for a log. Ashley and Tom are making great progress. They scatter across the cave, while staying in the same area so they can communicate. Tess and Tom bump into each other and fight over a gem. Tom wins. Tess asks Tom if that's how he thanks her for helping him, and Tom mentions it's revenge for Jake, who didn't ask for her help. Tess scurries off and checks to see if Ellie's doing well. Ellie keeps smashing rocks with her lift and break method, but it's exhausting to keep up. It isn't until they find Rhea and Alec's backpacks. Tess proposes that she and Ellie swap their gear with Alec and Rhea behind their backs and take any diamonds they have. Once Alec and Rhea return, they realize they've been bamboozled. This causes Rhea to regress back into her old ways, harassing and manipulating Alec into doing a better job. Meanwhile, Emily is searching tirelessly for the box. She finds it in time and releases the scorpions on the campers. Ellie catches note of Tess's behavior and thinks about her time on the show. She calls out Tess for how badly the game is affecting her. Tess snaps back, but their argument is cut short when a giant scorpion finds her. Tess and Ellie scream in horror as the screen goes to black, causing the other campers to worry. The scorpions eventually find the other duos, causing the finalists and helpers to run for their lives. Alec guides the others on how to avoid the scorpions, seeing as this isn't his first experience with them. They find a way out, but a giant scorpion wriggles through the hole and tries to attack them. Ashley, Tom, Alec, and Rhea get stuck in the rubble, while Tess and Ellie make it out unscathed. Oliver turns the monitor back on, easing Crystal's worries. Rhea is crushed underneath the rubble, nearly unconscious. Alec is unsure if he should save Rhea considering the way she treats him, but Ashley refuses to let anyone die. She works with Tom to get Rhea to regain consciousness. However, before the giant scorpion can reach them, Trevor and Derek shoot them down with tranquilizers. Emily gets caught in 4K trying to sabotage the challenge, but she immediately gets attacked by the scorpions, leaving her with broken bones and shattered dreams. Trevor and Derek guide the finalists and helpers to the end. Meanwhile, as Ellie and Tess are about to exit the cave, Ellie is furious at Tess for leaving the others behind. She instigates another argument with Tess, who's far gone at this point.
What the hell, Tess? Why did you leave them behind? Why do you care? We're one step closer to winning. Isn't that what you want? And risk the lives of others? Those scorpions would have eaten them alive by now. $3 million are at stake, Ellie. If you let me win this, I can split the $3 million with you. You know what? Let me tell you something, Tess. If there's one thing I learned, despite being stuck in financial hell, relationships are just as important as money. I never took the time to chill because I was desperate to escape the life I was living. But it almost cost me my relationship with Gabby. I learned that after you voted me off. And you think you can do the same favor for everyone else? I'm doing this so you don't have to work tirelessly day and night just to make a living for you and your girlfriend. Now shut up and cross the finish line.
Tess drags Ellie out of the cave, but Ellie grabs the back of Tess's backpack.
You're not crossing that finish line. Says who?
Ellie throws Tess to the ground.
Your first diagnosis!
She uses her newfound strength to slow Tess down, dragging her away from the finish line just like she did with the alligator from episode 2. Ashley and Tom escape as fast as they can, with Alec and Rhea trailing behind. As Ellie continues to drag Tess, Ashley, Alec, and their helpers reach the finish line. Rhea kisses Alec on the cheek, but Alec fully snaps at Rhea. He bails out at the last minute as a protest to her rambunctious behavior. Rhea questions why Alec would refuse her love. He looks in his pocket, seeing the crappy drawing of him and Daniel. Alec holds the drawing up to Rhea, telling her that although he's been a horrible father, he wants to care for his son going forward, and refuses to be the worst example. He doesn't want Daniel to grow up the way that he did, because trying to be a good person can take you far. He gives his spot to Tess in the finale instead. Ellie denounces Tess, telling her that if she wins, she'll only have herself to blame. Tess scoffs at Ellie and walks off. Trevor and Derek's interaction at the end stays the same, but Crystal gives the duo a proposal, closing out the episode. The episode opens with Marcus, Nina, and Crystal finding Emily in a state of pain. They swiftly take her to the ER, saying she has a lot of explaining to do. With the villain alliance gone, the only threat remaining is Tess, who's glad to be one step closer to the prize. However, with how much power she's garnered over the course of the game, she starts to question if coming all this way was worth it. Ashley, on the other hand, is proud of how much she's overcome during her run on All-Stars. She can feel her dream of fixing her family's farm become a reality. Jake is making sure Tom is okay. He reassures Jake that he's fine, and they share a small talk while being all lovey-dovey. When the time comes for the challenge, Crystal offers Ashley and Tess to pick their helpers. Ashley settles for Lake and Jake. Tess picks Alec as her helper, but everyone else refuses except for one.
I'll help.
Allie stands up, waving her hands.
Allie, I'm not so sure about this.
Tess is my best friend, Hunter. If anyone can talk some sense into her, it's me. And so, the final challenge begins. The finalists and helpers have to survive for 30 minutes in order to win the first part. However, if a finalist gets hit with an arrow, they're out of the game. That's right, everyone's doing a daredevil run, baby! The winner will receive an armor upgrade for the next half of the challenge. As the gates slowly rise, our finalists and our helpers brace themselves for the chaos to come. Jake, Lake, and Ashley agree to hold their shields up and form a triangle so they don't get hit from all sides. Tess, Allie, and Alec take note of this.
Tess, what's our plan? If they let their guard down, we can attack them. Now shields up.
2 chariots come through the gates with archers at the ready. They start firing multicolored paintballs, which explode with non-toxic paint. Alec, Tess, and Allie spread out while Lake, Jake, and Ashley stick close together. As the archers keep on shooting, Tess's team is dodging paintballs like crazy. A flurry of arrows come Tess and Ashley's way. Jake and Ashley duck for cover, but Lake protects them with her shield. Allie uses her acrobatic moves to dodge each arrow, blocking with her shield when necessary. Alec isn't the best dodger, but he sees an opening to attack Jake. Tess's team seems to be having an easier time, but as soon as the 20-minute mark hits, 2 more chariots with archers arrive. They shoot 3 arrows at once. Tess outruns the arrows, intentionally bumping Lake in the process.
Ow! What was that for?
Lake asks angrily before getting hit with an explosive paintball. Allie witnesses the attack and immediately gets worried. She runs up to Tess while keeping her guard up, asking Tess why she did that. She just tells Allie to stay focused. After Jake successfully escapes Alec, he challenges Allie to a sword fight. The 2 of them duke it out, but Jake distracts Allie with a "look over there" moment, causing her to get hit with an explosive paintball. It's now up to Jake, Ashley, Tess, and Alec. Ashley urges Jake to get back in formation.
Jake, we need to stand back unless we get hit.
But what if the other team tries to attack us?
Just make sure you're ready.
Jake nods his head. Suddenly, Tess goes in to attack Jake.
Nice backup plan.
Tess taunts him before going in for the kill.
Oh, piss off! I know you were behind my elimination.
Not like you picking fights was doing any favors. I'm sure Ashley agrees.
Jake gets enraged, kicking Tess to the ground as she guards with her shield.
Don't you dare bring Ashley into this!
As an archer tries to shoot Jake, Ashley guards with her shield.
Go, Jake! Run!
Suddenly, Ashley is cornered by Alec and Tess.
Haha, looks like you've got company.
Bring it!
Ashley spontaneously fights Alec and Tess back to back. As Alec turns his back, he's shot with an explosive paintball, effectively taking him out. Fiore climbs out of the seat and rushes to Alec's aid. Their interaction from the original episode plays out before Tess cuts in.
Do you mind?
Tess asks before Fiore flashes the middle finger and walks off with Alec. 10 minutes remain. Once Jake catches up to Tess, it's a 2v1 with Jake and Ashley battling Tess. At this point, all archers are firing 3 arrows at once, so it'll be extremely difficult to dodge. Tess continues to fight off Jake and Ashley, but at the last minute, a slew of arrows rains down on the remaining campers. They scatter, blocking the explosive paint arrows with their shields. Tess sees this as an opportunity to attack Ashley. She throws her shield like a frisbee. Ashley blocks the attack with her shield, but she's swiftly knocked back, as arrows shoot from all sides. She realizes that the attack split her shield in half. Ashley gets up and makes a run for it. She tries to slide past the arrows Matrix style, only to get hit with an explosive paintball. Tess is declared the winner of the first half, receiving the armor upgrade. During the break, Lake and Jake check in to see if Ashley is doing okay. Ashley vows to keep her head held high and persevere for the final battle. Meanwhile, Alec and Allie reconvene while they clean themselves off. Allie expresses concern for Tess after the battle. Even Alec thinks that Tess is acting a little unusual compared to before the finale. He encourages Allie to talk some sense into Tess before the final battle. After Jake and Lake leave to clean the paint off, Tess walks up to Ashley, who meets her with rage.
Here to rub your victory in my face, aren't you? I just wanted to congratulate you for making it this far. Quite impressive for a farmer girl. Same here. Don't count on me losing, though. What a shame. Tell me, Ashley, once you go home and repair your family's farm, what will you be doing with the leftover money? I don't know, to be honest. Exactly. I know when I win this competition, I'll be using every last drop. Wouldn't want to hold on to loose change, you know? Why are you treating this money-spending thing like a race? Oh, Ashley, your short temper speaks volumes. If anything, you're more like a raging bull cosplaying as an underdog. Gosh, Tess, what happened to you? Last season, you were such a chill person, but you've become so cold-hearted over the course of this game. Do you ever wonder what Hunter and Allie would think of that?
Tess's facial expression shifts. She looks at Ashley on the verge of snapping.
I was at the lowest point of my life last year. And you'd think I'd be better off like that?
No, I didn't mean it like that, Tess.
You have no idea what I was dealing with. The reason why I came to Disventure Camp was because my therapist encouraged me to.
Tess, I'm sorry. I promise, even though you and I are competing against one another, I still want the best for you. We all do.
No, you don't. No one does. Not even me. Tess walks off, but not without giving Ashley one final glare. I'll see you at the final match.
The ER interaction between the hosts stay the same, minus Gabby and Ellie's presence. As the sun sets, Alec walks up to Ashley. He congratulates her for making it this far, but also warns Ashley of Tess's erratic behavior. Alec urges her to keep on fighting and talk some sense into Tess, which Ashley agrees. Night falls. Eager crowd members fill up the stadium, with the eliminated contestants and non-stars getting a front row seat. Ashley and Tess stand in front of each other on opposite ends of the platform, as Crystal explains the last challenge. After the eliminated contestants give words of encouragement, we cut to Tess and Ashley as they circle around the platform, exchanging intense glares and biting dialogue.
Ready to go down? I'll crush your dreams before you even think about beating me.
Ashley and Tess run into each other. Their swords collide as they thrust forth, trying to keep their guard up with their shields. Tess tries to kick Ashley down, but Ashley ducks the attack, hitting Tess with a sweep kick. Ashley scores the first point. Lake and Jake cheer for Ashley on the sidelines, but Allie and Alec are worried. Ashley gets up, ready for the next attack. Tess gets up and hits Ashley with a flurry of attacks, all while Ashley continues to guard with her shield. Once Ashley sees an opening, she slides to the opposite side and tries to strike her opponent. However, she's met with a ferocious Tess, who elbow bumps Ashley to the ground. Tess and Ashley have 1 point each. Ashley gets up and tries talking sense into Tess one more time.
Tess, cut it out! Why stop now? I'm just getting started.
Quit your monologue and bullshit! You can't just pick and choose who gets to—
No one can make the right choices except for me!
Every camper you've sent home doesn't appreciate the help you gave them!
You're just upset about your farm burning to the ground.
This sets off Ashley. She tries to headbutt Tess with her helmet, but Will stops her.
Ashley, don't hurt her! It's not worth it! Ashley turns around and looks at Will, but gets knocked down by Tess. I know my place, Ashley. You should learn yours.
Tess has 2 points, and Ashley has 1. The finalists take an intermission. Allie tries to talk some sense into Tess. She knows deep down that Tess is a good person, but Tess refuses to give in. Hunter comes down from the stands to back up Allie's claims. He tells Tess that trying to fix people's problems isn't going to resolve anything.
I'm not trying to fix. I'm trying to help. What's the difference? You two wouldn't be a couple if it wasn't for me.
At this point, Allie and Hunter give up and walk off.
Fine. Just thought you'd listen to your best friends is all.
Will runs down to the arena to check if Ashley is doing okay. He gives her words of encouragement and they share a kiss. Ashley is grateful that Will, Lake, Jake, and all the friends she made along the way have her back. She promises to win, not just for herself, but for everyone who's helped her succeed and get to the point where she is now. The fight's back on. Feeling more motivated than ever, Ashley brings her A-game to the battle. The 2 finalists exchange blows, keeping their guard up while they can. At this point, Tessa's energy tank is low compared to her opponent, giving Ashley the perfect time to try and snap her back to reality.
Tess, please, you're a strong person. You've overcome depression. Not many people can get a handle on their problems, but that doesn't mean you have a right to solve everyone else's. In retaliation, Tess slashes Ashley's wooden sword in half, leaving it broken and splintered. This ignites a burning flame in Ashley, gripping her broken sword with sheer anger.
That's it! I wanted a fair fight, but you've done nothing but play dirty this whole damn game!
Tess pulls her shield out to cover her face as Ashley attempts to slash her.
Seems like Ashley is fighting hard despite her sword getting split in half. Who will score the final point?
I'll do anything to give my friends a better life, and if I have to sacrifice my morals, then I'll do it! Ashley knocks Tess down, elbow first, swiftly kicking her silver sword out of her hand. Spectators gasp in unison as Tess's helmet falls off, revealing her hair. Ashley points the sword at Tess's neck. You're done, Tess. No, I'm not done. I still need to avenge. Tess's voice begins to shake as her expression goes from ferocious anger to genuine fear. Ashley looks at Tess's breaking facade with concern. Tess, please. I know it's difficult to lose your best friend so early in this game, but is this really the way you want to cope with your emotions? I know you want to help your friends in need, but you only end up alienating the people closest to you. Is that really what you want in life? And then it hits her. Tess curls up in a ball and begins to break down crying. Ashley drops her sword, lowering her guard. You're right. I don't deserve to win. All I wanted was to spend time with Allie and Hunter, but I couldn't stop hurting. I tried to help by solving everyone's problems, but I couldn't save my own, and I ended up hurting everyone instead. Tess stands up, completely unarmed and teary-eyed. She raises her arms up. Go on. Take the last hit. You have a farm to fix. I don't have anything. Ashley frowns. She hugs Tess, trying her best to comfort her. Nah, that ain't true. You have an amazing friend group that supports you, even in your darkest moments. Tess looks behind her. Allie and Hunter give Tess a thumbs up, smiling. I guess, but I shouldn't rip your dream away from you. Finish me and take the money for your family. Tess, you fought long and hard to get to this point. Just because you played the game doesn't mean you don't deserve to win. Ashley hands Tess the silver sword. Jake hands Ashley his wooden sword, and they duel for the last point. Seeing as the battle had been taking forever, Crystal sets a 2-minute and 30-second timer for the fight to finish. The two finalists put up a good match. They clash, slash, and kick some ass, all while their support buddies cheer for them from the sidelines. With 15 seconds remaining, Ashley pulls one last move, kicking Tess back while she guards with her shield. The crowd is left in suspense. It's soon revealed that Tess was completely knocked off the platform. And so, Crystal declares Ashley the winner of All-Stars. In this moment, Ashley has fully proven to herself, her friends, and the viewing world that she is a fierce competitor and a worthy All-Star. Everyone on Team Ashley circles around her as they lift her up in the air. Tess goes down to apologize to the people she betrayed. Allie and Hunter forgive Tess, and they share a group hug. Ellie, Gret, and Gabby, however, are not so kind. Although they accept her apology, they're not quick to forgive. Ashley is kind enough to at least give Tess $10,000, which she splits with Allie and Hunter. Tess also offers money to Ellie, but she politely declines. Almost all the bus interactions stay the same. Ashley calls her family, telling them that she won the money and is going to help them fix the farm. Meanwhile, Tess sits at the back of the bus, all alone. It isn't until Hunter and Allie sit with Tess and offer to play Smash Brothers. Tess accepts, and they all play in the back together. Crystal, Oliver, Marcus, and Nina's interaction stays the same. After Oliver asks who will take care of Season 4, we cut to the deleted scene of Derek and Trevor at Stawaki Carnival. The season ends with a photo montage of the contestants getting their happy endings. Rosa, Sophia, Lake, James, and Aiden are in Germany, as James and Aiden are kissing on the Berlin Wall. Jake, Tom, and Miriam are all hanging out together, baking a cheesecake. Gret promotes body positivity at the gym. Alec is helping tutor Fiore.
Ashley looks through her followers' Instagram stories as she smiles. Her, Lil, Nick, and Will take a selfie in front of her family's barn and post it to her story. Cut to Tess, who looks at her friends' stories. She sees the photo Ashley posted, Allie and Hunter celebrating 1 million followers, and Ellie and Gabby celebrating graduation without her. Tess sighs in shame, sitting in her room. She reaches out to Ellie to congratulate her. Ellie replies with a simple thanks. Tess goes back to painting in her room, but she gets a ping from Allie and Hunter, saying, "Wanna play?"